Ready?
Okay, ready.
Una, dos, tres. Sorry, you guys weren't in on that.
Welcome to iMommy Podcast.
We're back, bitches.
We are back, and we have two guests here with us.
Ow, ow.
Who are two of our best friends.
Yes. So, you guys, this is the group chat. This is the official everyday, a toda hora, 4 a.m. group chat. This is my beautiful RJ, hashtag RJcito, or no, at RJcito.
At RJcito.
Yeah, give your at.
If you guys want to follow me on Twitter.
On Twitter
On
specifically.
Twitter.
Yeah, specifically
Don't fuck
on
around
Twitter.
on Instagram, you won't get added. And then we have the one and only, the original, Chuyito, aka Hyphy, aka Jesus Castro, aka
Chewy,
Chewy?
what? B.
Chewy TBFH.
There we go.
Came out.
And you could follow him on Instagram.
On all socials.
He does accept, not only
I will.
Twitter.
Except everywhere.
Okay, so this episode, you know how we were doing guests, and we decided to have our best friends as guests because I think it was long overdue, and we've been trying to get them, pero no se acoplan.
No, it's just that our schedules are so crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone's schedule is insane.
This is a topic period
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
ever since
for
we
sure.
had kids is like it even grew, like it was worse. It just like got multiplied by 1,000 of like being so bad.
So the highlight topic of today is friendship. We'll talk about every aspect of friendship. Friendship. But yeah, like you said, I feel like that's part of the topic, right? Like keeping up with a friendship as you get older, as you get different jobs, as you know, everything that gets in the way for you to have a comfortable, for lack of a better word, like friendship and like being able to see each other, show up for each other, all of that. But we were talking about it probably makes sense to get started by telling you all how we became friends.
Yeah, the history. So
Well, so how did you guys make today happen? Because we have a shared calendar.
oh my God, you guys,
God,
let's talk about this really quick. Like life hack, if you have a group of friends like this, and I feel like for us, it's maybe a little easier because it is just 4 of us.
Right.
But I think, was it me that was finally like, we need a fucking shared calendar? Like, because I'm
We
tired.
talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired
Yeah,
of
yeah.
being like, hey, ¿qué van a hacer el viernes? Oh, no, pues no puedo el viernes. ¿Qué van a hacer el sábado? No, pues es que el
Yeah.
sábado. And it was like, put this on a fucking calendar. I don't have to ask you. We just like know. And it's the smallest things like RJ haircut appointment or like,
Yeah.
like literally everything, but that we know that we're busy. And so finally we made this happen because we're like, oh, I think you saw it and it was like, oh, it's an open date. Like, run it.
I had a work happy hour today that I forgot to put on the calendar, but luckily I was able to make
And then
it
that's
to
part of the
this.
rule. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
You can't
So if
complain
we
about
try
it.
to book you, you can't give us an excuse that's not on the
Because
calendar.
it's not on the calendar. So, it literally doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's funny how they take precedence over everything. Well, I'm sorry you had that book 2 weeks ago, but this is more important.
Siempre.
So
But what were we saying? Oh, how we met. So
So
you two have known each other the longest, so
I
we can
think
kind of
it
start there.
starts with Hyphy and I. And Hyphy and I are more like family because his cousins ended up marrying one of my cousins, pero también somos del mismo rancho.
Yeah.
Or like 5 minutes away.
Shout out to the rancho.
Literally,
Shout out
like,
Durango.
not even, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, like, we were bound to meet no matter what because of family parties and family parties.
Yeah.
Dios los hace y ellos se encuentran.
Literal.
We just clicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we just flourished. We, like, love each other.
Yeah.
And
He was like my desmadre buddy since day one. We always had so much fun together. And then from there, you guys met.
Well, I thought you and Karen.
Well, we met separately and you
Separately.
guys met separately.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chewy and I followed each other on Twitter.
I still can't believe this is a true story.
Yeah, this is a really good how do you make friends story.
this is one of the topics that we'll talk about, how, like, you can make friends online now.
Yeah, and that's how I met Chewy. I think we would like interact with each other, and then eventually we ended up DMing each other. Like, we would send each other memes and stuff like that, and then eventually, I don't know, we both realized that we were in the same city, and we finally met up at
But also, you guys did that when I feel like it wasn't like such a popular thing to do that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
because what year was this?
2011, 12.
So yeah, Chu and I met up. We became really like we just instantly clicked. We became best friends, and then
Where did you meet up?
we met up at Trax, which is a
Shout out
gay
Trax.
nightclub here in
shout
Denver.
out Tracks, dude.
We both had boyfriends, but it was like a friendly meetup, you know, like we both
Yeah.
knew we didn't want anything besides the friendship, and then we made it happen, and then we hung out constantly every weekend.
Girl.
And then at what point did it become four of us?
Well,
Okay.
before we go into that, Trax was actually one of the few times that I met her.
I think it's the first time that
It
you
might
met
have been
her.
the
Yeah.
first time that we met.
And also, I
And
remember
it
this.
ended.
I remember this so clearly because it was the night that the Aurora Theater shooting
I
happened.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
I blocked that
It
off.
was that night because I remember going on social media and being like, oh my God, dude, like a shit ton of people just died. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Nosotros andamos en media.
I had two of my friends call me the next day. They're like, "Hey, don't you live in Aurora? Why haven't you answered all day?" I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm hungover."
I was dancing in a cage, my bad.
But yeah, that's how me and you met.
So was it that same night that we went to Monte Carlos to buy tacos? I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, that was
too
Monte Carlo.
much.
You guys,
I don't
listen.
know.
It's a blur.
The times that we're talking about was literally
Youth.
We're talking about like 2013, 2014, like en plena juventud, like pleno desmadre, like very. So anyway, Karen and I met because of her dad, because he used to work at a restaurant with me, and we kind of just like brought everyone together, and magically, which I feel like this does not happen with a lot of people, we all got along, and it was like, okay, this is like the new group, you know? Like it was never like a, no me traigas a la amiga, me cae mal, or like.
And because you know that exists, like sometimes you can't make friends, and like you can't invite you can't expect all your friends to hang out together. But
No.
this
We
group-
sure love to try it, but
I was gonna say some of us more than others.
We don't try it.
Oh,
as
Some
much
of us
anymore.
brought wild cards around
some
for
of us
many
like
years.
to have plus ones
but it's fun. No, but RJ and I met
at the Hornet in South Broadway.
yes,
Yeah.
because I was violently hungover and I didn't want to eat my food,
I was too, I think.
and you were like, excuse me. Can I
Yeah,
have
she was
that?
like, we're gonna go to brunch with one of my friends, and I was like, who is she? And then he told me about Ale, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go see what she's about.
A ver cómo nos da.
Y sí me cayó, yeah.
And it was literally uña y mugre after that. Like I could not imagine a life without him. I think we saw each other every single day up until I had kid. Like up until I
Yeah.
had Vicente. Like literally every day we would see each other. Also because like our work allowed it, but it was like every day.
Yeah, we have a lot of memories at the Hornet, honestly. I
And
don't
we
know.
haven't been
I don't
there
know
in
if
a
you showed
while.
up that day too.
Is this still
No,
open?
Karen, no.
No, I think the first day we met at View House.
Yeah, maybe.
Guys,
think
these
we
are
all
all
went to View
Denver
House.
staples.
Yes, they are, and I will defend them every time they come up on TikTok, and people are like, "Hey,
Ew,
View House,"
you
but
still
you
go to View
all
House?
end
One of
up
the funnest
there,
cities,
and you
apparently.
all end up having fun.
Period.
So just
I was
give it
just
its
there
respect.
like a week ago.
Smack a little lemonade and
Yeah.
pretend you're not there.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people that'll be like talking shit about View House, but
Pero
then
ahí
andas.
eventually I'm like, let's go to View House.
Check his story. He was there last night.
Yeah.
aside from the story that we just told and various ways of becoming friends, what are other ways that you make friends?
I feel like
How, when, where do you make friends?
I literally feel like you don't, dude. I feel like in adulthood, it's impossible. Like either you have the friends already o te chingaste y te vas a quedar sola toda tu vida.
Pero yo creo que eso tiene mucho que ver con ser soltero o soltera, ¿no?
Also,
I agree.
Also,
I think sometimes people do go up to you with that intention of maybe flirting and all that, but then once they realize that, you know, it can still become a friendship.
yeah.
It's most cases. I feel like when you see people at the gym, for example, or you're
We
on
need to start
the-
going to the gym.
or on the train, or even like at the store. Sometimes people come up to you and just talk to you, or like, "Hey, can you get me this?" Or like,
Bitch, that's a red flag. If I'm at Kmart, King Supers, and
At
you're fucking at Kmart, girl.
Baby girl.
Is Kmart still a thing?
It was in my memory. I was thinking of the one right there on
Back
Evans.
in
Yeah, I know what you're
1990.
Wait, where?
That's where we used to go by the
Shout
my
out Kmart.
My Kmart was the one on the stand, all the food trucks on by that gym.
No,
On
baby, I'm talking
Chambers?
about the
By
one in
Basa.
Denver.
That used to be my
That
Kmart.
used to be Kmart?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I
Kmart,
never
Yeah.
saw
Girl, the
that
one on
Kmart.
Evans and Feds.
That's the one that I
I'm
know.
talking about. It's because I saw Hyphy, and that's how long we've known each other for. By the way, like when I tell you I met Hyphy when I was 16 years old, I literally was like quinceañera.
We're
I
all
think
26.
I met you at my quinceañera.
Oh my God, no, I didn't. Oh,
Yes, we met at my quinceañera. We met at my quinceañera.
So one
Yeah, we
way to
did.
make friends, ir de colado a una fiesta.
Period.
wedding crash for sure.
To be quite honest with you guys, for me, I look at a person first, and like if the vibe is there, like I'm like, wait, I think I kind of like fuck with you. Like, tiene
Yeah.
que haber como un tipo
But you're
de
like
vibra.
open to that.
I agree that it has to do also with whether you're in a relationship or you're single, because you feel more comfortable leading into a conversation.
Yeah.
Obviously, like they're not limited to who they can be friends with, or well, he's in a relationship now. But for us, for sure, like I have no choice but to be friends only with girls.
Yeah.
With a guy, it's really hard to be. You can't make a new
It's just,
friend
like,
once you are
unnecessary.
in
Yeah.
a relationship.
Yeah.
That's a male.
Or what do you guys think about that?
No, I agree. I agree. I mean,
I
that's why
respect
I
that.
think it's harder. I think I'm single, so I think I'm like open to.
Lo que le caiga.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
Yeah.
But no, so with the vibe thing, I'm thinking specifically at work. My friend who no longer works there, we like started working around the same time, and I saw her. We ran into each other in the elevator, and I was like, oh, I kind of like your vibe. Like
No
I
estás
feel your
mal.
energy. We said hi and stuff like that. Like let's keep talking. Like something about the vibe was just welcoming. And you know, in like in a corporate setting, like you don't know who you want to become friends with at work, which is like another thing.
And it's really tricky because at the end of the day, that is your job. So
Yeah.
like you can't just be like, oh, ven al desmadre conmigo, and then it fucking turns bad.
I don't.
Same.
Yeah, I think
What,
it's,
you don't have
He said,
friends
I
at
don't
work?
do this.
I have friends at work.
Work is work, but yeah.
But do you
I
have
just wanna go
friends
home.
that transcend work
Yeah, what do you mean? Like,
that you see outside of work?
Okay, like
or that
ahorita-
you would hang out with outside
I would
of
hang
work.
out with them. I
But
think
do you?
like it's like what they say when if you go into a company party and there's free alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe you have one, max two. 3 at the pasas de verga, and you're gonna start acting
Yeah.
funny. And I don't trust those people that like I sometimes have to send aggressive or passive aggressive emails to because like then they don't trust you, or it just
It's a
messes
different
with the
dynamic.
dynamic.
Yeah.
You want to keep things professional. I still think I agree with you. There's a lot of friends, but it's hard to find
The correct
that,
ones.
Yeah, the ones that just, do I trust you enough that you won't like rat me out or like bring up something that has nothing to do with work
Yeah,
to
you
that
stuck
environment?
And
They
then
know you.
this is why you test the waters, because my friend who I'm thinking about, shout out to my friend Cheyenne, it started off like, okay, let's feel our vibe, let's go on a little walk to Target during our lunch break, and then it turned into let's go to happy hour after work, and then it turned to, do you want to come to my pool party? And I was like, you know what, the pool party is where you're gonna know
What's
Yeah.
up?
if I can
Fuck
trust
yeah.
this bitch or not.
Yeah.
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 A pool party,
That's
girl,
fair.
that's like high stakes.
Yeah, that is. And I mean, it kind of leads into another question that we had is like, when do you consider someone a friend? Because what you were saying about work has got me thinking, like, I don't think I have a friend right now at work. I'm cordial with a lot of people. I get along with a lot of people. We can, like hang out. And when there's like a holiday party or whatever, I'll hang out with them. Or I have a team and we've done team gatherings outside of work hours, but I don't text them on hours outside of work and meet up with them.
So
like we
what do
don't
you
go out
consider a
together.
friend?
That's what I'm just like trying to figure out. I'm like, damn, like I wouldn't say I have a friend at work, because I think a friend, we need to spend unorganized time together. Like I only see them at work and we hang out and we talk and we might share about each other's life. But if someone else doesn't organize it for us, I'm not gonna reach out.
Yeah,
and
you're
meet
not
up
gonna be
with
like,
them.
hey, do you want to meet up on
like,
Tuesday?
hey, let's go
Yeah.
have a drink, or no.
But that's pretty common because we have our own, like you have your own group.
Yeah.
And then subgroups. And then the people that you work with are like the last ones that you
Yes,
end up to.
and I also think like for me, it is what you were saying. It's also a formality thing where I'm like, I don't want to get too friendly with you, and then we say things that I'm also like in a manager position where I don't want to be compromised. Like, I never go to the teacher's lounge and hang out because I know that sometimes, you know, there will be conversations that are very casual conversations, and I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, like, oh, like she might say something or what, like it's
Girl,
their space,
I'd
which
be
I
all up in
wouldn't
the
care.
chisme. Fuck
No,
that.
I wouldn't care to say something, but I also like, I feel awkward, so I don't take that next step. And I think I always wonder if similarly other people feel like they can't do that with me.
Probably, especially if you're a manager. They probably
Well,
feel
also
intimidated.
remember what was it Bay that said about us? Like, we are intimidating people. She was like, you
Bitches
guys are
are.
so intimidating.
Mean mugging.
Okay, first of all,
Wow.
whoa.
Excuse me.
Let's talk about what we think about our friendship. We're big, so I feel like ahí empieza la cosa where they're just like, oh my god, ahí viene la torre
Okay,
gemela.
here's one other thing. One other thing that I think gets in the way of me making friends. A lot of my friends are Scorpios and they are very extroverted. I think people might think that I'm extroverted if you ask them, but I'm actually introverted.
Karen hates everyone, bro.
I'm very
fucking
introverted.
Hates everyone.
So I often I think that everybody forgets me. As much space as I take in the physical
¿Tú
world.
crees? I
Yeah,
know,
no,
bro.
I literally will walk into a room and I'm like, I know I've met them before. I don't exactly remember their name, but I'm like, I saw them once. They probably don't remember they've seen me. So I feel awkward coming up to them and saying hi. So it always turns into a waiting game. Like, if they come up to me, I'll be like, oh, hi, how are you? But if they don't come up with me, I'm like,
Can
they don't come up with me,
anyone-
I'm not going up to
Can
you.
any one of you guys just comment, please, and tell me if you would forget meeting Karen, bro. Meeting Karen. Me
No,
caes
okay.
bien
That's
mal.
the introvert in me.
Apaga este pinche
You're
podcast, me enojaste.
Extroverted.
It's because she's
introvert.
shy.
Yeah.
She's shy.
I am. And people assume that I'm just like a bitch. But mostly
Which she is also.
Yes,
Yeah.
but most of the time it's not on purpose.
Karen said yes and.
Well, if she's a bitch, it's usually because she's right. You're acting a fool.
Not the fucking
I was
Capricorn.
gonna say it's because I think I'm very good at reading people, and so that kind of comes with it. So.
Not this guy.
But
You actually said something that caught my eye about the texting. Like, I don't feel like texting is always like necessary. Maybe for me, because I tend to be in my own head, or like I'll get busy. But sometimes there are friends that we don't see every day, like Bumpy, that when we do see.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
nothing ever
my
happened.
god,
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
girl, like I missed you so much.
Shout out Banfi, we miss
Yeah,
you.
we miss you.
like, I
Yeah.
love you, and we're still
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
That's like a great segue into what kind of friends are there, and what kind of friend are you? And that reminds me kind of like, and I feel like I am that kind of friend, a cactus friend, where it's like you don't have to water them every day. I
Yeah.
heard that the other day, and I was
She
like,
bonsai tree.
that's me. And then,
Girl.
but then there's people who do need more, and then that's when it gets weird because you're like, I'm sorry, I love you. In my mind, we're good friends. Our lives don't align, where we don't work together, we don't live in the same area, we don't do the same things anymore, so it's not easy for us to meet up and see each other. But if we can figure it out, my god, like I would love to see you and
No.
catch up with you, and I
See-
still love you.
Sí, pero, or yes, and I feel like you are a certain type of friend to certain type of people.
That's
so like, I will be the cactus friend, but like with RJ, I'm a fucking bonsai. Que no me mande un mensaje un día y se lo voy a hacer de pedo. And he,
But
he
that's
knows it.
digital. And see, the thing, I think the reason that four of us, like our friendship, the four of us works out is because we established it to be like a cactus friendship. And that nobody gets pissed if someone doesn't get invited, or if you haven't seen someone. Like if I haven't seen any of you three in a while, I'm like, I'm not overthinking at home. I'm busy. Like I'm doing my own shit. You know, everyone's doing their
You're
own
not
shit.
like, oh my god, nobody invites me.
like
I haven't seen them.
no. I don't think that happens to
I
any
feel
of
like
us.
that way sometimes.
Okay,
Te
so
digo, es que
apparently,
Fess up, tell us.
Hyphy and I are a little more needy. No, I
Yeah.
think that's more of like coming from a place of like we miss each other and we wish we like saw each other more, you know? But I don't think it's an actual like
but he is the most unavailable one out of like the most.
Baby
Like
girl,
all
who
of
you
us.
talking?
He's never even in the state.
Sorry about it.
Some of us take a flight every other weekend.
I don't know
Well,
if you're talking about
you
him
know
or me.
I know at this point I'm like, me?
No, that's funny though, because has affected, like, you know, like when you're not available for somebody, when people have events, like your family or whatever, and you're not there, even if it is that you're like somewhere else, it's still, you know, sometimes I'll feel guilty. I'm like, oh shit, I missed somebody's birthday, or I missed somebody's something.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But then the time comes when we see each other again and we're
Yeah.
like, oh,
And
it's like
everything's fine.
It's
full
fine.
circle. We didn't
Yeah.
miss that much. Like, I'm sure they had a good time.
yeah, exactly.
No, but also
Chill.
I do want to make a point that at the end of the day, and this is kind of, we're all over the place, but what we were saying, like what makes a good friend, and I will die on this fucking hill, like you need to also, no matter cactus, bonsai, whatever, you need to water your relationships. And you can't also just be like, pues es que no les va a importar y chingue su madre. Like, no, you actually also have to put in your time to be present. Maybe not every day, maybe not like, you know, constantly. I've like Banfi, who's gone, like we see her once every 6 months or whatever, but you do have to put in the time. And if you say like, oh, I'm too busy or blah, 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 like Karen will go sometimes a whole week without saying anything y la regaño. I'm like, hey, ¿dónde putos estás? Like, bitch, I miss you. Like, what's
Which
going
usually
on?
means she's like stressed.
So
with work.
overwhelmed with work. But also, I do this because this is the type of friend that I am, that I'm genuinely concerned, where I'm like, this is not like you, so like, what's up? You know what I mean? And it's not even like para regañarte, which yes, but to be like, hey, are you okay?
Manda una señal
Yeah,
de humo.
because
Like,
sometimes
are
you do get
alive?
stuck in your little world, especially us now that we had kids, and like the depre hits fucking hard, and you need someone to like drag your ass out of there sometimes. You know what I mean? Even if it is like a little what's up or que onda, like you do need to water friendships the same way that you water any kind of relationship.
I started thinking also we made the trip come out of the group chat. We made it to
my
San
God.
Francisco
Oh,
this
yeah, we
summer.
went to San
Okay, you guys.
Francisco
So,
together.
espérense.
TikTok's
So,
post.
I think so. We didn't establish this, but the four of us officially met in like 2014,
12,
Maybe?
13.
12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
Around
12
there.
to 14.
Yeah.
The point is, we've known each other more than at least 12 years minimum. Now, all the four of us. We've never taken a group vacay, like just the four
Just
of
the
us.
four of
We've
us,
done
yeah.
with like a bigger group,
Just the four of us.
or like us individually or whatever.
Or someone's always missing. Because I remember
Sí.
we went to Miami and Chuy was not there.
Hija de tu. Pero ahora lleven la pinche Miami.
Yeah.
Ahorita empiezan los reclamos. espérense.
I got a few already.
That's how this will end. Everybody say a truth.
We
I got
listen and
3.
we don't
We
judge.
listen and we don't judge. But we don't judge.
But we do judge, because that's the type of friend group that we are.
Oh my God, they do.
They,
Oh my God, they do.
So anyway, we finally this year, after freaking 10 plus years, took the group vacay to San Francisco. And it was honestly so fast. Like, it
was
wasn't
so
even like,
chill.
oh, we went like, oh,
Yeah.
todo un,
We didn't
toda una
even go to
semana.
the club.
We did.
We
We
were
went
so
to
chill.
the fighting ring.
Girl,
Oh,
that
yeah.
wasn't even real.
We went out. Yeah, we went out in the Castro. I think it was Friday night, but there was
was
not
dead.
a lot going on, honestly.
Yeah, it was a hard
It was
pass.
a little bit dead.
Yeah.
And then the next day we took a bike ride the entire
I don't
day.
ever want to talk about that for the
It
rest
was
of my
fun.
life, bro.
We went to Sausalito. We biked the
Bitch,
bridge.
we did a tour of San Francisco.
Like we sure the hell did.
These motherfuckers wanted to kill
The
me.
entire city.
Hijo de su pinche madre.
The highlight was getting in that self-driving taxi. It was a fun.
You guys have Waymo, and it's
Yeah.
the love of my life, because I tried it again. Where was I, baby?
What?
In Scottsdale. No?
Sí.
In Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Sí, sí, sí.
And I just read that they're gonna start them in Miami now. So
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Everywhere.
Group trip to
hopefully,
Miami.
yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
We were talking
how
about-
each one of us goes through and says what they feel like they bring in a friendship, and like what do you have to offer for your friendship? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Almost a little.
kind of. No, does that make sense? Got it? Word it for
what do you
me.
bring to what
who
do you bring to
who
the
do you
table?
consider a good friend? Oh, you yourself.
Yeah. Like, what do you bring to the table?
Like which one are we in?
How
Sex
about
and the
we
City?
say each other? Like, Karen brings honesty, and this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, in this group specifically, and I don't know how you guys are with yours, but I know who to contact for what I
Different
need.
needs.
So, like,
And I think that's what keeps the group alive.
if I want delusion, it depends what level, but it's always going to be high
We
fear.
should do that if we want delusion and we all point to who.
I'm ahead of like the curve. Trust.
He's head of the Lulu.
And then a year later, I'm like,
He's captain.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no, if I want like sanity of like, no, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. It's always Karen because she's like the Capricorn who's like mean to us. If I want like sassy pettiness, like Inge su madre, it's always RJ.
And I'm fantasy.
The Lulu.
But it's fun.
So I feel like we have like a little bit of everything in the group.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
See? Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone
I
says
would agree.
yes.
Yeah, I think we take different roles, and that's also why it works out because we balance each other out versus like trying to fight. Like, not everyone's dramatic all at once. We are all dramatic, but not all at once.
Okay, that's me. Yeah.
You know, we all can be sassy. We all can be, all
Yeah.
that, but we take different times to do that. And also, I think like Ade is like the more mama bear
Yeah.
at times, but same thing. Like if she is not in mama mode and she's partying, like one of us has to
rowdy.
take that space, and so I think like that's also why we stay, and because
Yeah.
we understand each other's different space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
whenever like one of us has a real SOS, we
Oh,
take
yeah.
it to the group chat and we're like,
Yeah.
what are you going through? What's going on?
Yeah.
We get in serious mode, so like we're all able to do that
Yeah.
Snap in
and
and
then
out.
keep
Yeah.
it moving. Like,
Yes.
See.
this is what you got to do. Wake the fuck up, sit the fuck down, whatever you need, we
Take a
got it.
fucking
Like,
break.
Yeah.
we collectively come up with what we need to give you so that you can.
And then we ignore it.
Yeah, and then we move on to the next meme, the next chisme,
And then we ignore
whatever.
it.
But then I learn it later.
But then I read it.
Okay, I have a serious question. Would there ever be something that you guys think that would break us up? Because I genuinely wasn't like concerned, but was really questioning how our dynamic was going to change when we had kids. I was like, oh my god, a ver cómo nos va, because that's an easy way of people to like stop talking y dejarse, maybe not like in bad terms, but of just like, you're busy, I'm busy, goodbye. Luckily that hasn't happened thus far, and I think that we got kind of over the hardest part, which was like the newborn stage, in my opinion. Quien sabe que nos falte por vivir. But do you guys think that there's something that would like ever tear us apart?
Well, what are the reasons you have broken up friendships or that you don't talk to people anymore?
Have I ever broken
Just
up with friends?
disrespect, maybe. I think there's a lot of times where I have seen that maybe I don't talk to somebody or they don't talk to me for misunderstandings, and you just kind of like, because of the pride. And sometimes you think back and you're like, oh, if I would have said something, or if I would have just been like the better person
And clear the air, move on.
because most of the time it's just dumb
Stupid
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything that, because I do see you guys as family, like that I would completely stop.
I feel like we would have to do something detrimental.
Yeah, like
something,
crazy.
yeah,
Like absolutely crazy.
like something that that could hurt you, right? Like could hurt one of us,
Yeah.
or something that would go against like our morals. Like I would definitely break up with all of you if my man was cheating on me and you all knew and didn't tell me. Right? Like those kinds of things. Like if it's like, hey, like
Karen, we have some
we are best friends. Like
What
that
the-
kind of stuff where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to trust you.
Yeah.
And like once trust is broken, like goodbye. Or you do something, like I don't know, with like real malintent to like hurt someone just because you're pissed, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like we can't get to that point.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of us have that.
I don't think any of us
The only other
would.
thing that I can think of is like if you become like a super needy friend who
Yeah.
like needs constant, like if you need to see me on the daily, I would be like, baby,
Bye.
not to be a dick. You need something, I can come over, but I can't come over 3 times this week is just not possible with work and everything.
Yeah.
Just
So
like
maybe
asking too
that.
much that's not reasonable.
Yeah, porque sí hay amigos que sí se enojan cuando no les das la atención que requieren, and that's like one of the things that I think
Is like a
que
big...
no he dejado de ser amigos con nadie. Like I haven't stopped being friends with
But
anybody.
you don't gravitate towards them.
But like
They're
that's just not like a good mix with like needy, like need attention.
I think
like,
the easiest way of like breaking up with a friend is always I feel like the most common is them getting a partner that like just fucks everything up.
That's what I was gonna say. I think times that we've been tested is when
Tú te diste.
Hold on.
Te diste de... Oh, hell no.
is when some of us date people that are not healthy. I think it's not even about do we like you, do we not like you. At the end of the day, it's just like when now we have kids, we're about to be real tested.
That part.
Even with our siblings, like whether I like them or not, at the end of the day, listen, you're the one that's going to be with them. That's your choice. But it's different to see someone be hurt.
Yeah.
And be like, you're in a really toxic relationship that's changing you. Not like, oh my God, we don't hang out anymore. We're not, you're changing. Not that kind of changing, but like you have bad habits. You're like not taking care of yourself. You're completely prioritizing someone else that has unrealistic expectations for you, like whatever it may be. And when you're like, I'm still trying to be here for you, but I can't do anything else if you're not helping yourself.
Well, that, and then you're dragging me down with you. So like you're in this toxic relationship environment, whatever.
we support it, we love you, but don't bring it to our orbit.
Well, yeah, because it's like as a friend, you could only do so much, right? Like, okay, I could give you all the advice in the world. I could answer your fucking phone calls at 3 a.m. Te escucho llorar, na na na. But then after like a year of the exact same shit, no different anything, y like todavía it's too much. Like at that point, it's for your own sanity of being like, I don't hate you or anything, but I just cannot have this in my orbit right now. Like,
yeah,
I'm so sorry. And at the end of the day, you'll still pick up that person's call if it's like an emergency, you know, but
you can't help people who can't help themselves.
Dios dijo, ayúdate que te ayudaré.
Oye, un friendship that's standing out to me right now is my friendship with esta Heli.
Oh, my babies.
Heli and
Shout
I
out.
met at Coachella and we
This
became friends, like best friends. Like we text and talk almost every single day.
Okay, so Heli es una prima mía de Chihuahua que acabo de ir a visitar. Hi, baby. La invité a Coachella este año en abril y pues RJ fue también a Coachella. And yo supe luego que se iban a llevar porque RJ and I are like really, really close. Y Heli is very similar to me. Like, tiene la personalidad igual que yo. So I'm like, no, estos dos, like, it's going to be fine. Like, I wasn't worried about it. And
Y dicho y
the
hecho, like, we
second that they
started
met,
talking and we just like couldn't stay away from each other the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So
And it's fun when you meet people like that you're just like, it doesn't matter the amount of years. It's like, I've known you forever. And like, I could know you forever, you know? So do you guys think that matters? Do you think it matters like how long you've known someone? To like,
I don't think
to
so.
make the like seriousness of a friendship? Like, do you have to know someone for 10 plus years for it to be like a more real friend than someone you met 5 months ago?
I don't think it's longevity. I think it's quality of friendship. So that's what I was saying. Like, there's people at work that I think I could be really good friends with. Like, I have a great time talking to them, but we don't get to that next step where we're like spending quality time.
Yeah.
We're like finding things together. We're,
she
searching
really
for
wants
each
to make
other,
this
whatever.
happen, but she doesn't know how to make it happen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But that's why my friends, I feel like, have been friends that I've had for a long time. But I think it's also because of that, because I am a mom, because I do have a partner. Like, I don't just have time or I'm out and about doing things. Like, everything is planned.
Más que nada, tú no te abres a eso literal because you don't have time for it. And you know that you don't have time for it.
Yeah.
So that's why you're like,
Or is it because she's like too professional that she's like, I don't want to cross that
no,
line?
this bitch does not have
I
time
know
for
why.
shit.
She's a Capricorn and she wants to be Superman and do everything.
A, B,
That's
C,
probably
and
why.
D, all of the above.
Because I can and I want to prove it to myself. Well, stop proving it.
Yeah,
You don't think it's the professional thing?
Well,
like
that part too, for sure, at work. But I think even with other things where, like, I meet people that I'm like, oh, like, I like them, I hang out and whatever. But yes, it's like, when do I make time for that? Like, I'm barely trying to make time for my friends.
I don't want you to have new friends.
So, well, that was my question. Who's everyone's newest friend? RJ is the one that makes friends every
Ay,
month.
este se la pasa.
Mine, I think, is Heli. Heli's like my recent
Newer
close friend. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I literally don't know.
I have friends for like different things. So I have like my group of like Nico's friends and all of his friends, and then I have like hiking friends, and then I have friends that I do like stuff for at work. Mm-hmm. Just friends from college, friends from high school, friends from. There's just different sects for different
Well, I
things.
feel like your newest friends are friends through your relationship.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's over here like, these aren't, baby, we see your Instagram stories. Just say their names.
swears,
Well, if you
Just
had my
say
locket, you would see my every day. But anyway.
I do.
You know who just called me? Hugo.
Oh,
That's another Twitter friend.
Fíjate, is it?
Right?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
Twitter friend. And Hugo is actually another one because we haven't seen each other since that one time in Miami for my birthday that he just happened to be there at the same time.
So crazy.
But him and I have kept in touch, and sometimes when I'm feeling down, I call him, and when he's feeling down, he calls me, and we have like a conversation.
This was my other thing. People that are on social media versus people who are not on social media.
What do you mean?
Like, it's easier to keep up with people who are on social media.
Yeah.
And who you have on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. I don't my socials aren't necessarily private, but I don't necessarily go looking for people.
Yeah. Well,
When you guys say water, sometimes me liking a photo is water.
Exactly. But if someone doesn't have social media or
don't got
you're not
time.
friends with them on social media,
Okay.
it's hard to do that.
But this is what I was gonna say, that I feel like we're at a day and age now where
It
it's
is
like
a modern
because
friendship.
you have the social media that is people's way of like keeping up. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like, hey, I liked your post. It was your birthday, or I commented a quick little heart or whatever. It's like, hey, what's up? I know you're alive. Like, aquí estoy or whatever.
Yeah.
So is that counted?
Yes.
You guys say
I
yes?
think so.
For
a
me,
little
it
bit.
does.
You?
No, not so much.
Me either.
No, porque mira, I have a lot, like I have followers on Instagram, but no, like something about Hugo, I was just like, you and
I was gonna say,
I.
the people that you know, not necessarily people that you met through social media.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, you all know Liz, who is my best friend
Right.
from college.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't seen each other in a little while right now. And every time that we're like, let's FaceTime or let's call, like, she's on a different time zone. She also travels a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She has, like, a very different schedule. Like, now I'm a mom, but we're like, happy birthday. Like, what are you doing for this? And, like, a lot of times we don't text every day. Sometimes we haven't even texted, like, once a month. But we'll see each other's social media and we, like, comment. We like. I answer to her stories. So it's not, like, a daily conversation, but she's still
It's
one
like
of my
something.
best friends, and I feel connected to her, even if, as we were saying, time passes by where I'm like, ooh, I don't actually know.
But
And then
it's
I'll be like, I'm so sorry. Like,
But eventually you end up seeing her is
Circling
the
back.
thing. But you even end up seeing her
Yeah.
too, though, because she sometimes travels here and stuff like that. So I feel like for me, if I end up seeing you in person again or like making a plan,
It just
then-
rekindles the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do have a few
Yeah.
friends like that.
is there anything else about friendship that we haven't discussed?
I just think it's hard to like be able to do
I have a
like
juicy
everything
question.
with everyone.
Tea.
Can hetero women and men be friends?
Ooh.
No.
Singularly, not like we're friends because we're like my partner is friends with your husband, blah blah blah.
Okay.
That's up
What's
to the
everyone-
husband or then the wives.
Like you're saying
Decision.
every relationship personally?
Yeah.
But like on average, what do you think?
Probably not.
No?
No.
Guys, what do you think?
Do you think your husbands would be like, okay, go hang out with your hetero and guy friend?
I have an answer.
What is
Wait, what's your
It
guys'
just
answer?
depends on the situation. Obviously, if you're going to go eat with a group of friends even after work, that's different. But if they're going to, I don't know.
But see, it's one thing to go out in a group and it's one thing to go with one
Yeah.
friend. I think this is where longevity matters.
Okay.
I think I'm okay with Larry's girlfriends that he's had for life.
Yeah.
I don't understand him making a new friend who's a girl
So like
at this
Make
time.
sure that the camera
Like-
knows that.
Like, how did y'all meet? Why are you new friends
messaging
now?
my man?
She
what
is
guys-
very much projecting.
There have to be very specific reasons. So I will say, like, obviously, it's also like friendships that again, it's like my husband is into cars, so in the car scene there are girls here and there, and he does have like a newer friend that he's made through that is like a younger girl that she's like friend, I mean, because it's not like they're gonna go hang out by themselves,
yeah.
you know, but like they see each other, they
talk about cars,
yeah. He fixed her cars, like he's now met her dad because he's had cars that need to be fixed, like things like that, where I'm not like, why are you friends? Like that's totally fine, but it's very hard for that situation to happen. It's not like you're gonna go out on a whim and meet just a girl and be friends with her. Similarly to me, because I'm not even gonna get to that point, which is part of the reason that I sometimes don't make friends, is because I do feel like I can often get along better with men. But there's always gonna be like, we're not gonna text each other, so there's no way we can become friends, because we're not gonna have individual communication. We're only going to talk to each other in a certain setting.
And I get what you're saying, pero póngase trucha, mija, porque siempre tiene que estar usted al tanto de todo lo que está pasando.
So I shouldn't be allowing new friends.
Even in that setting, let's say like you don't text or whatever, in that setting, wouldn't that person still be technically kind of a like friendship?
That's my question.
It's an acquaintance. It's an acquaintance. I'm sorry, because friendships to me, and this is...
Or a work friend. I always like to say that. This is my work friend. But like literally at work, and like, you know,
your work homie,
when the opportunities come around.
I agree with that longevity question or answer, because sí es cierto, like, even me as a friend looking in, like, if Larry and Allie were to go get lunch,
I don't think anything of it.
Not a single fuck given. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're friends, whatever. And I was thinking it specifically too, because Oscar and I hang out all the time, and he's literally my friend, but I've also known him since a freshman in high school. You know,
it's not someone new that you've met.
Right. It's not, but I can't see a situation where I'm like, oh, I met this guy last night, I'm going to go have lunch. I know them.
¿Crees que nos van a dejar ir? Girl, that would not fly.
You can go ahead and try it though.
We'll be back for the part 2. Okay, so I want to touch a topic really quick, because you and I talk about this all the time, but you guys haven't been here to talk about it with us. But when we got pregnant / had the babies, how did you guys like feel about that? Well, I hope you guys were happy, but like how do you think it affected your relationship with us? And was it hard? Did you really not care? Were you like excited?
What are the pros and cons?
Pros and cons. What do you think was like difficult? If there was anything that was difficult? Thoughts?
I think the difficult part was just like scheduling, like what it is now, honestly. I actually don't understand why you guys think that having a baby would affect, because I was just telling Karen, I was like, then that's not a real friend. I mean, obviously the how we see each other is going to change. We're not going to go out to the bars. We're not going to get drunk and like, you know, do these, or maybe we can, but it's just
we can.
It just takes a little bit more of effort, but
we can't be as spontaneous. Like it can't just come up, because we have to make sure that
Stampede is out of the question tonight.
Bitch, don't.
There's a new priority.
I just think it's part of being an adult. It's just your time.
Pero también, o sea, we got lucky because we did it at a reasonable age. Because I feel like if we would have did that shit at 23, you guys would have been like,
bye,
goodbye.
And that's what I was gonna say, because estábamos como recién saliendo de la peda, and I was like, wait, it's time to have babies now. I guess I could use a break now. Like,
sure, is this what we're doing?
Because it came with a break from partying.
Yeah.
And I very much needed that when you were both pregnant. God knows.
You're welcome, technically.
I wish you would have gotten pregnant earlier. I would have stopped a long time ago.
So what you're saying
a long time ago, actually.
So what you're saying is that we saved you guys.
Our cuarentena was their cuarentena.
But then that also speaks to our friendship, because it was like, it wasn't like, oh, pues you guys are pregnant, ay nos vemos. It was like, oh, we're doing this as a team. A team activity.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a cleanse for all of us.
Girl, I'm over it.
They're the cutest babies. I mean,
Thanks.
for real.
We're a little biased.
A little, slightly.
But no, I mean, Trey was saying like that's not a real friend if having a baby is like, okay, we can't be the same kind of friends anymore. Obviously things are going to change, and now it's just when you get any other responsibility, right? Like things aren't as easy, but this is a responsibility that takes priority.
Yeah.
It's not just that something that's been added to the schedule, is something that's been added to the schedule and moved up to the top of the schedule.
Do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
two ladies feel like you lost friends because you had babies? Or
Well, you guys are my only friends, so no.
Oh.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
don't think so.
The only negative thing that came out of having babies, you both are like, what? Is like, stop using your baby's emojis or stickers in the group chat because they are not, like, they throw the conversation off. They're really cute. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my
God.
god.
They're so cute.
They're super cute. They're super cute. Pero they throw
These are reasons to break up with a friend.
So anyway, back
These
into my
stickers are throwing me the fuck off. As soon as you guys said one,
porque
I'm like,
quieres andar en el desmadre y sale Vicente dándote la bendición.
I'm like, espérate, I was
Rude.
about to talk shit, and now there's a picture of the cute
a
ass
baby.
babies. Pero
Wow, not shit, bro.
eso es lo único, es la única queja.
We listen and we don't judge.
Donde
so
mis
cute.
hijos no son bienvenidos, yo no soy bienvenida.
Karen leaves the group chat tonight.
Leaves the chat.
Wow.
How do you guys feel about now that you're mothers when there's like a quinceañera or like a boda and they're like, oh, you can't bring your kids?
Girl, fuck them kids.
I think there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I am not one of those like, oh, I have kids, so like the world has to bend at my fucking will now. Like, no, there is a time and a place for everything, and like there is nothing that ruins your like first dance with your partner or like the mommy, dad, whatever, than los pinches chiquillos allá atrás en chinga in the background with the fucking smoke playing God knows what game while you're trying to have like an intimate time.
But
The
there's also
virtuous
something
activities.
so symbolic about a kid, a baby, toddler, en una silla de la quinceañera o del...
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like the quinceañera is a little like extreme,
Yeah.
but to each their own. Like that's
Yeah.
your thing. I might not go because I think there are
can't.
things where I might feel like, well, I can leave them with my mom or whatnot, or things where I'm like, I would rather take them, and if I can't, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah.
What are things that you guys can't like do at all now that you're mothers?
Shop.
Girl, everything.
Take
Just
random
kidding.
naps.
I miss napping so bad, bro. I miss just like vibing. Like your mind just never turns off. Like it
Yeah.
literally never turns off.
And being sick is the worst.
I know.
Because like having a bad headache, you still have to mom, you still have to show up.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I have to be doing well. I have to be in a good space so that I can be a good mom. And
Trash.
yeah, I feel like that part's really hard. And then it's that, like, not being able to be spontaneous
whatever the
really
hell you
kills
want.
me. As much as I like to plan things, I like to be able to just be like, I feel like doing this, let's do it.
Yeah.
And again, you can do everything with a kid, but it's different.
But it's gonna be
Right?
ruined.
It's not the same. So then it's like, yeah.
It is very different.
It's just that.
It's
You guys
beautiful.
did that? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna end with ways to break up with. I'm just kidding. With I said friend X. You guys said what?
Red flags.
Friend red flags.
Yeah, so
Friendship red flags.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter like what age, because we met when we were in our early 20s.
And
So
we're still
our
in our
friendships
early 20s.
have evolved,
Yeah.
right? But there's
As
like things
have we.
that can't happen when you're in your early 20s, when you're 25, when you're gonna turn 30.
When you're fucking 36.
There's just
like,
things that you shouldn't like let people do to you, because it's just not gonna be well. And what were some of the things we were saying?
I said, if your friend like is mad at you or is like echándote en cara that you've like changed and you're, like, because you got a new job or like you're maturing or you're growing, that's not a friend. Like your friend is always going to want what's best for you, including, getting the new job, being in a healthy relationship, growing, starting family, whatever. Like they're always going to want what's best for you as a person, and they're going to be there to root with you and like be there for those accomplishments. Because I know we all do that. Like we are, like you said, Hyphy, we are so much of a family that we are in each other's families. Like
Yeah.
your mom's birthday, ahí vamos, or like my mom's whatever, acá vamos, or like your siblings, like we're so intertwined. So I feel like, yeah, if you don't see that person as more of a family member, then red flag.
Yeah, I said that if cuando andas en la peda, if your friends leave you blacked out downtown, it doesn't matter if you're in your early 20s.
Hard red flag.
Shit can go south really fast when you're in your early 20s and you're at View House
Yes.
on a Sunday after mimosas at the lobby.
We've all dragged each other out at any point in time.
If any of your friends leave you there by yourself and you end up like alone in the middle of the street, bro, you gotta have a conversation with your friends the next day because they are not, like, you guys gotta stick together.
And even to the point, because I know I've done this where I'm like, no, leave me, I don't give a fuck. Like, ya andas en la peda and you're like, you guys leave, no. And it's like, no.
Even
You
if
are
you're
fucking
black,
came with me.
yeah, if you're blacked out, especially don't listen to that one friend who tells you to leave them there. That's a big test. That's
hard no.
Yeah, so watch
Red
out
flag.
for those.
Red flag?
¿Qué más?
Too friendly with
With your partner? Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Que no te
about
bajen
too.
el novio o la novia.
Abajo el tuyo también, güey.
Believe him.
Just kidding.
Believe him.
That's a good one too, because even if you're in your early 20s, you don't know if you're gonna end up with this person or not. Like, you still shouldn't be doing that shady shit. No le anden bajando el novio, no le anden bajando la novia a sus amigos porque se ven mal.
Yeah. I think...
Aunque está bueno el chisme, but...
Tea.
el chisme está bueno,
The next
pero
day tea.
no.
I think someone that is straight up mean to you.
Yeah.
Like, they are always bringing you down. Like, someone that's negative to you. It's one thing for someone, like we were saying, I'm the mean one in the group in terms of like, here's how it is. What do you want to hear? But not in terms of like, even how you look, like you look ugly, or or don't do that, or that's not gonna work out for you. Like, someone that's always bringing you down, being rude to you, being negative about you. I think, you have to decipher that, because a lot of times what I have seen is people say, oh, that's just how they are.
Yeah.
Just because that's how people know them doesn't mean that that's
Oh
okay
my
to
God.
do.
T, like the fucking Love is Blind Hannah con ¿cómo se llamaba?
Oh, yes.
Like that, like, oh, I'm just
Honest.
blunt. I'm
No,
just
like-
honest. Like, no, you are evil. You're mean. And like, I feel this is specifically for girls, because like, the girl on girl of like, ay, se te ve feo, or like la chinga quedito, where it's like, ay, pues esos zapatos ya te los pusiste, no? Or like shit like that, where it's just like,
But how do you
Like, you're
detect that? I
being
feel like not
evil.
everyone's good at detecting
they're
that.
not
so-
because they're stupid. Like, you could feel it when
If
I
it
think
comes.
it's even harder when you've known someone for a long time.
Yeah.
And you it's
Make
really easy to
excuses.
excuse them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if your friend's saying shady shit and it's been 10 years, you gotta reevaluate the friendship. Like, you gotta receive
1,000%.
You gotta receive positivity and happiness, and like, aunque estés feíto, y te tienen que decir que te miras bien.
Yeah.
Ah,
De vez
huevo.
I
en
mean,
cuando.
I even allowed around that, like, amigos envidiosos.
Oh my God.
I think people have a hard time figuring that out,
Bro.
too. I think you do have
Yeah.
to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
because
there's
those people
signs.
bring you down.
Or use your other friends que tienen un trained third eye que te ayuden para...
No,
Para
but
que-
honestly, you feel that. Like, you feel it. Like, when someone is telling you something para darte en la madre, or to be like, constructive criticism.
Pero
You know
es
what
que
I mean?
nosotros somos, like, us four, we're really good at seeing this. Like,
Yeah,
some people need help. Some people need help detecting
No,
it.
I honestly don't think that you're not good at seeing it. I think that you don't want to see it. No hay peor ciego que no el que no quiere ver. Like,
Sí, que porque es el
legit.
único amigo que
Classic.
tienen is a big excuse that a lot of people
Yeah.
make. Like, this is my one friend that
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
out with.
And
No.
it's like, oh, whatever, who cares? And it's like, no, like, that's not a friendship that you want to water.
Because there's people who are mean, but they're mean to everybody else except you. Like, oh, like there's those, and then there's those that are just
Also, friends are literally your friends to like desahogarte, to feel good, to like bring you up. Like, I know.
Yeah, to build you, to
build you,
encourage you,
yeah, like,
they
for you
are-
to release and have a good time. They shouldn't be bringing you stress.
Yeah,
No.
they are your chosen family,
Yeah,
guys.
literally. Well, I love you guys so much, each and every one of you individually and together.
I love you guys too. You guys are my chosen family.
Samesies. I wish we could hang out more.
Same.
I can't. I'm booked all month. Look, I
Yeah.
know you got to start paying your HOA fees soon, but I really want to go to Cancun again.
Baby,
So
make it
Cancun,
happen.
Coachella.
No, nadie te está diciendo que vas a Coachella.
no.
We're saying Cancun.
Like, I already have my little
well, you
group
guys
for
said
that.
Sí, sí, sí.
January. That's like 2 weeks from now.
Cáele, mi vida. Pero cuando te llevan a Machu Picchu en a week no dices nada.
Pues es que me lo... No, bueno.
And on that note,
Yeah, that's all we've got for today.
thank you guys for watching / listening.
Thanks for having us, guys.
There will be a part 12. And thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
love you.
having us.
Los
Love you
amo.
guys.
Bye. Yay.
It wasn't too unhinged.
I'm sad.